Hello, Ms. Burkle. This is my impromptu speech. This is my audience. I only have one person, unfortunately.
And more than enough.
Clearly. And here we go. Abuse in the church has never been a less serious topic. Oh, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
The same can be said about abuse in the Catholic Church, where abuse has never been not a serious topic. In fact, there's a somewhat infamous history of abuse in the church. There was a massive scandal in April of this year involving none other than the Catholic Church. How does this scandal involving abuse of children measure up to other abuse cases in the church or abroad? Let's see. The Catholic Church has seen some cases of abuse for a very long time. Records began in the 20th century, and a real publicity of the event was not achieved until the 1980s. Most cases were of children between 11 and 14, but ages ranged. Some were as low as 3 years old. Since the 1980s, payouts have been made by the Catholic Church for the victims of predators in the church, effectively recognizing the phenomenon. Some payouts range from $100 to $100,000 to $3,000. Most abuse took place in the 50s or the 90s, and since the 2000 abuse cases were not as prevalent. However, this case, or series of cases in 2019, is one of the largest instances of alleged abusers in the clergy system since the 90s or the 50s. There's also a note that in the 30s there is a spike in records of abusers. Indeed, it is a sick and horrendous thing to see sexual abuse by the clergy. They're supposed to be the cornerstone in society, faith. Without that, it would seem that many moral codes would drop by the wayside. This is why so many clergy are scrambling to apologize for the disaster and make amends. New York Archbishop said, "Please accept my apology for the failings of those clergy and bishops who should have provided for the safety of our young people, but instead betrayed the trust placed in them by God and the faithful." As far as abuse goes in the church's lifetime, as we know, it was heaviest in the 90s and the 50s, and in the 30s. However, some people might find some of these facts interesting. The highest number of people found that a problem in the church occurred in the 2000s, not the 90s or today, at least until the recent scandal. Most offenses occurred before 1975 total. Most Americans believe that more commonly in the church, abuse occurs than outside the church. And most are accused, end up resigning, or removed. Overall, the newest round of church scandals are another potential hotspot on the timeline of church abuse. As far as abuse is compared to the rest of the world, the church is not a cult of sorts, but it certainly has its problems to be worked out. Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a good day. And my audience is
Yay!
Woo!
Good job.